Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you are watching Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. In the last episode I hired a whole slew of really educated personages in order to try and drive our educational standards just a little bit higher. And what do you know, it seems to be working. We now have more students in the auditorium than there are waiting. In fact, there are none waiting at the current time. This is a positive thing. If we have a look at the demographics, I don't know if this is going to have much of an impact already, but as you can see, we are now getting increasing numbers of people with... It ticked up just as I got... There you go. See, look, it just went up. Went from 202 to 203. So we are gradually increasing the number of educated citizens that we have. That's a good thing. We have 1,976 with no education at all. This is the number that we wish to go down. Because once it goes down, then every other number will start going up, potentially. Anyway, in preparation for today's episode, I was going, oh well, what should we do? I'm a little way off the grand reorganisation, which is going to take ages. It is going to take a long time to reorganise things, and I thought, okay, well, when I do reorganise, I'm thinking a train line that runs around town for passengers to be able to get to their place of work easily and speedily and in the comfort of a modern Soviet train, which is lovely. And I went, where are my trains? So I went looking for the trains, and it turns out that the passenger train is currently in the tunnel. I've no idea where the oil train is. I can only imagine that it too is in the tunnel. Now, if we listen closely, you can hear it. And occasionally, it almost pokes... There we go, look. It pokes its nose out of the end and goes, should we go that way? No, let's not go that way. Let's go the other way again. And then it goes the other way again. At a very, very slow speed. So this one is the passenger train. And it's really, really confused. I've tried turning it around and it's no happier. And then if we go further down, we might be able to pick up the oil train. Now, I apologise for the camera here, but we're using our ears. No, it's not a peep to be heard. And yet, when we peruse the other end of the track here, there is no train. There's no train. There's no Zool. There's none of it. Where is the train? This leads me to believe that both the trains are currently sat on top of one another. Potentially. There should be no reason why any of this is out of electricity. It could be that there's no electricity down here. Let's have a look. No, that's not it. Oh, that would have answered the question and presented a solution. But yeah, there is some. I don't know where it's gone. Now the good news is that I can sell this passenger locomotive. Yep, flog it. And then maybe the oil train will reappear. Because it's in the tunnel. It's the only place it can be. It's nowhere else because I can't see it. Now then, is there even the vaguest whiff of a train out here somewhere? Because I'm not hearing it. No, I don't know. There is no train. Now, I could imagine, and if you spotted this in an earlier episode, forgive me, because I record a few of these at a time, but if I previously sold the train, then that's okay. The only way I've found to discover anything at all at the moment is... there it goes! I didn't sell the train. Right, yeah, they were obviously sat on top of each other. I don't know why this happens. Yeah, I genuinely have no idea what the hell happened there. Obviously a glitch, obviously not my fault. Although one could argue that the signalling solution that I've come up with here is maybe partially to contribute. But when the trains were, well, yeah, we had a broken signal, so I went overboard in order to try and get anything at all moving. And eventually we did. You might also go, well, the train's on the wrong side of the track. That is the side of the track the train wants to run on. And therefore I have organised things to work in that fashion. Now, as it went through the signal blocks there, they did behave in a way that made sense. I didn't have a problem with that. That was not an issue. Anyway, we're unloading the train, and with a bit of luck, we'll see it go again in a moment, and we will study these signals as it rolls past to see what kind of activity we get. So it should go onto the other side of the track. We might even do a bit of pausing as we go. I'm not too downhearted about having deleted that passenger train, because it wasn't really accomplishing anything anyway. Right, green signal. Yeah, we're all agreed here. Green signal. The red we've got there is because this train is currently in a signal block that operates on this Y section and this Y section here. So effectively nothing else is permitted into this section while the train is there. Moving on. Right, it's now... Whoa, stop again, stop. No, you've gone too far. Doesn't matter, the education can continue. It has now moved into the signal block controlled by these two signals here. Now that's blocked off this section here, because obviously there is now a train in that. Meanwhile, this block here is still occupied because the tail end of the train has not yet left it. Fine. So far, no problem. This is an entry and a release signal. Basically, I mean, the release signal it's a nonsense, but it's the way that I frame it. It's basically, once this tail end moves through that signal, it has released everything behind it, right? So that will now stay red because you can't enter, but this one's turned green because this block is now empty. Good. Okay, now we've got a red going on there because yeah, you shouldn't have a red there. Yeah, that's illogical. And the reason that it's illogical is that it is impossible for a train heading in this direction to collide with this train. I mean, this is why signal blocks exist, right? Is to stop two trains being in the same block and potentially colliding. But from here, what I suspect is happening is that the game is picking up that there is a crossover going on there, right? And that therefore... Oh, wait, no, hold on. No, the game is picking up that there is a train in that block. This is preventing it from getting into this bit of block as well, right? But it also includes that block. So what I would probably need is another signal there. But as anyone will tell you, you don't want to put your signals in a place that blocks a junction. That's a mug's game right there. So we continue moving forward. Where's our next enterprise? Okay, so you've got cannot enter on that side. Green to go on this one. Yep, okay, keep going. And I think that's what's catching me out. is that effectively it's treating this whole bit as a single block. In fact, it should do that. That's totally sensible. It's not catching you out. That's doing its job. Yeah, you see this one also, because what this signal doesn't know, right? Because the signals are stupid. The signal has no clue as to whether it's blocking this bit of track because a train is coming this way, right, which it's allowed to do, or if it's coming that way. Now, obviously, if it's coming this way, this signal's fine to let stuff through. But it doesn't know that. It hasn't figured that out. It hasn't gone like, oh, look, this train actually poses no problem for us. So we'll go through and we'll get greens. There you go. And then the train is free to continue its journey, and then you're just blocking one at a time. Fine. Okay. Good. All right. Fine. That's dandy. Right, now then, I have effectively killed off the passenger line there. Is anybody still waiting at this station? Yeah, loads of them. But I tell you what, they're not going to for long. You're nuked, mate. No, kill it. Yeah, burn it to the ground. Have we got electricity on the oil track? No. We do at the other end, but not down here. I don't care. I'm getting rid of it. No, waste it. Burn it down. There you go. We're getting rid of all of this. You're surely not going to embark on a big railway project now. You bet your ass I am. Big rail. There's vehicles moving on there though. I don't care. Get rid of them. I'm the bulldozer man. Everybody says so. Right, there you go. Do all of that. Anytime you see a warning sign of some kind, just bulldoze it. There you go. Right. Let's put that road back in before everybody gets upset with me, and then get back to work. Yeah, I know you're lost. Look, I'm building a new bit of road. Be lost no longer. There you go. Well done. Right, keep nuking this. Because we're going to now, I don't know how advisable this is. In fact, what I'll look at is our construction unit, and see if they can give me a quote on pulling this together. I suspect they're going to want some electrical components. In fact, I more than suspect that they're going to need that. Given that this plumbs into the electricity, it's almost certain to require some electrical components. However, we'll wait and see that for ourselves. Right, let's gank all of this. Sorry, I'm going to put it back in. The oil train's up the other end at the moment. It's not bothered about anything. Right, yeah, get rid of all of that as well. We're rethinking the railways. All right, we're going from scratch. Now then, no, that's the bit of track that is powered. Oh, okay, fine. Right, you come round here onto there. Okay, no, wait, don't do that. Don't do that. Right, do this side first. There you go, like so. Right, and then you come round here onto the other side. There you go. Right, keep everybody chipper if you possibly can. Right, there you go. Now, we're only running one train, so I don't need signals. But you know what? I don't believe that for a flipping second, so I'm going to put some on just to be on the safe side. Now, the trains run on an unconventional side of the track. So I am just going to bang a couple of signals on there just to keep that one cheerful. Also, I've severed a power connection there, so we ought to get that back in like so. Right, good. Okay, was that the only power connection you severed? Because it smells very much like you might have done another one. Well, this looks a bit off to start with. Yeah, it does rather, doesn't it? And that one, it doesn't really matter, apparently. Okay, well, let's keep stuff moving, because otherwise we're bound to have wrecked something somewhere. Fling that over there. That's it. And then this one, let's just remove it. Yeah, get rid of that. Get gone. There you go. Right. I think that's okay now. Have you got power? You can't export. That's okay. Have you got power? Yep. You've got no teachers. Well, I'm breeding teachers like there's no tomorrow at the moment. But theoretically, that will hit a cap at some point, because we'll have... No, will it? Yeah, because we'll have an undereducated, lower age citizenry. Hey, look! Whoa! We finished our research. Could have told me. Get to work on chemistry. We need chemistry to learn plastic. With plastic, we will be able to make electronics. And with electronics, we will be able to make electronics. Okay? Good. Okay, now then, let's think about this glorious passenger line that I'm mooting here. Do you want to put a bit of road in there? Yeah, all right, let's do that. Are we paying for it ourselves? Yes, we are. For now. What I would dearly love to do is carpet bomb the entire area, bulldoze it flat, and then go again. Now, that's what I'd like to do, but we're not going to be able to do that. Instead, we're going to have to evolve a little at a time. Now, our major housing area is here. Eventually, I'd like to have that all properly organised, but it means that this central section here is the perfect place to put passenger pickups, which is quite a lot of alliteration. Because then we could run this way up, hit the quarrying zone, and then furthermore head into Iron Ore Central. And well, basically, I'm trying to try and put buses out of business, apart from where they're needed elsewhere, which is, you know, mining and the like. Right, so yeah, we run a line out through here, probably replacing the road as it exists now, and then work our way around into Iron Ore Central. We then head out in the opposite direction, obviously, to hit the coal centre. We then take a spur off that, go via the power plant, and a second spur off, or do we? No, wait. I want to build this as a loop, right? So if we come out of iron ore and we head via oil, yeah, and then down to farming. Now this section of farming doesn't need anything. This section definitely does. You got any work? We've got a worker! Hooray! What about you? Yeah, you got some workers there as well. Hooray! What about you? No. Well, no cheer for you then. Can you get to the bus stop? Yes, you can. What we're just not getting is enough people riding the flipping bus to come and work here in the first place. I should probably put another bus on that route. I'm going to do that, and then I'll continue the narrative of where am I building this line. What do you do? 82. Yeah, I think that's my favourite at the moment, the SM11. Come on, pull that up as well. There you go. Right, okay, so from... You can do... where's bus station 1? Here. Right. Yeah, thank you. You're most informative. You can go from here down to this chap here. Yep. Off you go. Right, and you can do this chap here up to the other one. Okay? Right, good. Get to work, and then find some people and get them to work. Actually, that's... Whether you work or not is irrelevant. Getting the other people to work is not irrelevant. Right, where were we? So we've got our station here down at the food processing, and then we work our way up the other side and get power on the way back, hooking back round onto the central reserve here, which I will gradually pad out to be a significant portion of all of our workforce, and make sure that all of their needs are dealt with appropriately. That sounds good, right? And then we'll run one train in each direction. The coal service will have its own individual line for the moment, and the end. Everyone rests happy. Communism has swept the globe, having seen how masterfully it has been delivered. So lots of stations, but only one real pickup. And that's going to, I mean, that's going to be based on how many different trains do you run. It's also going to be based on how many stops does each train do. Are you going to make each train commute to the next stop or not? Well, big questions there. Yeah. Second consideration, what are you then going to do about the export of goods? Because doing it by truck is fine, but what it's not is effective. As you've seen already, when trucks get out of control, they snarl up the road and everything's broken. Whereas with trains, you know, at least trains are a kind of a one-shot deal, and you can plan ahead for that. This is a valid concern. I can't say that it isn't, but I don't know. I don't have that answer yet. Well, you know how you constantly bang on about, you know, I'll do some planning once in a while and you don't break quite as much. I am familiar with measure once, cut once, bulldoze everything. Yes. So how about you don't do that and you actually do it properly? Well, if you turn the daylight back on, I might conceivably do this. Before we do so, however, what's it going to take to build some of this without paying for it? If I do that, there we go. Right, what do you need? Prefab panels, gravel, and steel. And actually, it's a lot of steel. Okay, all right, thank you. What if we went with a concrete-based railway? Well, first consideration is you're going to need to produce diesel. Thank you. All right. Oh, look at that. Now you don't need electronics. Okay. Whoa. All right, thank you. Yeah, good. Alright, so which do you want to do? Do you want to do electric or do you want to do... Well, I mean, electric has seemed to be the right move so far, but that means you've got multiple things that are relying on the same source of power. And let's face it, this source of power has not been reliable. You've got 200 tons in there at the moment. All right, let's stop the coal purchase for a bit. We'll at least burn through that. And then when the lights go off, we'll turn it back on again. You know, this is a really inefficient way to run your business, right? It's not a business, man. It's a republic. Go on and switch over. There you go. If it would just fill this up first, that would be fine. I don't understand why it doesn't. I'm quite happy having auto paying for stuff as a backstop, but it's not allowing me to do it that way. Presumably we've got a big wall of trucks down here again. Yeah, there it is. And that means that we're low on miners, because of course we are. No, 37 is not the worst I've seen. But you are only producing 30 tons of coal a day. We need about 3 times as many people working in there. And you've got no one in the coal processing plant. That's okay. The second someone turns up, that will spring into life. 22 people here can't enjoy any culture. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to give them, and we will buy this immediately, is we'll buy them a food market and a football pitch. Right. Because having this work, even though I would rather they commute into town if they want services of some description. Let's just get this working, because it's going to save me money in the long term. Right, do that. Go. Right, and then you're also going to want a small store. Anything that keeps these fools working is a good thing right now. Do you want to leave a little bit of road for some room? Yeah, I don't want to leave a bit of road for some... Shut up, you're not funny. Okay. I don't think that's going to allow it. Oh, it is. Okay, there you go. Right, good. And then we'll plough in the necessary onto here. So give me something useful. Residential. Okay, good. Residential grocery store. They're definitely going to be happy with one of those nearby. Let's do that. And we will auto-purchase everything for that. Small store, what do you do? Clothes and electronics. You do food, clothes, electronics, and meat. Ooh, aren't you special? Now, once I've got food reliably operating, then you know we'll have this delivered by the state. I bet you haven't got power, have you? No, you haven't. Okay. Well, all right. I'll fix that in a sec. Let's just set my auto purchases on. It is right, and you. Are you auto purchasing? In fact, let's click the button and then we can make doubly sure that it's working. There you go. Right. I want you lot as happy as it's possible for anyone to be in the world. Because I want you making coal and lots flipping of it. I'm also going to get you a school and a kindergarten. Don't say I'm not bending over backwards to make you people work. Right, yeah. Put the road in first. You'll find it easier that way. Okay, there you go. Have a bit more road. Are you building this with any kind of a plan at all? No, I'm literally just banging this stuff in because I'm fed up of running out of power all the time. And go. Right, and then have a kindergarten as well. But what about a church? No, I don't care how many people want a church. I'm not building one. It goes against the fiction, for crying out loud. They're just going to have to get by without it. And plus, if you teach one generation of people that they need a church in order to be happy, then guess what? Their kids are likely to feel the same way. Because people tend to learn from their nearest and dearests first and foremost. Yeah, there we go. Look, I've got footpaths, I've got crossings, I got everything you could conceivably need. Apart from electricity. Oh, let's do that then. Medium voltage, yeah. There's an electrical substation. This is a good place for it. Okay, yeah, right, bang it in there. Right, and then go over here. We'll sever the power here for a moment. Actually, don't sever the power entirely. Just take out those two. And we'll stick a switch on that. Medium body switch. Where's in? There is no such thing as an in. You know that. Alright, okay. In which case you want it that way. That's it. Good. Yep. Right there. Power lines. You onto that. Yep. You get across the river. Go onto that. Yep. And then you over here. Down to that. Good. Right. Excellent. You lot, stop belly aching. Get back to work. And pronto. Alright? I have now delivered my... I'll tell you, I'll do your football pitch as well. Alright? I want absolutely no complaints from you people. What I want from you is coal. And lots of it. Right, and all the way in there. Right, there you go. You've got the works. I have given you absolutely everything. Apart from culture. But we won't worry about that too much. So, yep, yeah, no, that's good, that's good. Yeah, it's probably all right. Yeah, it's possibly all right. We'll see how that goes. They're obviously going to need some bedding in time before they realise that actually they've got the things now. There you go. See, look, we've got sellers in the grocery store. That's good. We've got more sellers in the clothes shops. Yeah, whatever. The school has got staff. Hasn't got any teachers. Unfortunate. And we've got someone manning the football ground, which is good. And the kindergarten has staff and babies too. Right. You lot, no excuses. Get on the bus, get to work, get me some coal. And now we'll go back over here where we'll see that our coal mountain has declined significantly. Thanks for that. Yeah, it's all sent to test me, friends. Right, okay, that will cover us for today. I know, we made some big talk earlier on about doing some train action, and that's what's coming up next, is we will start to put in a commuter route. Now, it's not going to work for ages and ages, because I've got to figure out diesel, and we already know that the oil situation is confused. But once we've got that, I think the lessened demands on power will be helpful. But furthermore, diesel is something else that we can export. Anyway, I've been Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to this series. It is heating up, and we're going to start doing things that are dramatic, possibly. And I'll catch up with you very soon in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Cheerio. Hello, friends. I'm Colonel Failure. Yeah, you might recognize me from certain videos I make about trains. In this series of Soviet Republic, I've made a complete pig's ear of trains, to the extent that one of them had decided to hide in the tunnel lest I interfere with it unduly. Well, happy-go-lucky train. Good lad, well done. It was certainly led to a bit of an adventure there to track down the errant train and then delete it. Yes, being kind of trains guy there, I'm somewhat embarrassed at my lack of train efficiency that I've accomplished so far, but I'm going to turn that around. Oh yes, my plan for the inner ring road of passenger commuting train transportation system.com is going to be absolutely magnificent. I don't doubt it. And you're going to want to see me manifest that particular train, because you go, manifest, and the train appears. Yeah, you're going to want to see that. You know what that means, don't you? Yes, it does. Yes, it definitely means that. You're going to have to subscribe to the series. And that means subscribing to the channel, so you're subscribing to all the series. Some of them are good, you know. You can watch other shows that I do. It's a show now, is it? Oh, I'm terribly highfalutin. Yes. Oh, no, I put on all the shows, me, and you're going to want to watch all of them. Twice, at least.